Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. Hope you guys are all having a great weekend so far. I'm pretty sure all you guys involved in base are having a good weekend. Just make sure you guys are careful and pulling some profits out of that cash machine. But anyway, so if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we will go straight over to the Bitcoin charts. So yeah, Bitcoin on the 4 hour. We didn't do a video last night. There wasn't really much to report. You can just see we are in a tightening formation. This basically was the ideal, my top ideal scenario, bullish scenario for Bitcoin, was just consolidate so highly within this range, which I mean clearly we are doing, so that is obviously good to see. It gives us every chance of breaking through this staunch resistance area. So yeah, are we just resetting these oscillators to give us another drive upwards, or are we potentially gonna come and test lower? I mean, next week will obviously bring us answers to that. I do think the driver for this will be the DXY. Obviously this is closed now, but yeah, if this just keep moving down, if this keeps moving down to this level and consolidates around here or potentially breaks lower, then we are going to break up in Bitcoin. If this comes for what would look on the charts like a perfectly normal move, normal price action, to backtest this breakdown point, this level here, then yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that would mean Bitcoin would necessarily have to come down from here, but it just means we'll probably stay confined in this range, or come down. But we could very likely stay confined in the confined in this range. So yeah, generally speaking, things are looking bullish for Bitcoin. I think next week will be every single weekend I say this, don't I? I think next week will be a big week. But I think it will be a big week. We've got stock markets sat closing pretty much at their highs in breakout territory. We've got the DXY sat at its lows in breakdown territory. We are either going to get acceleration to upside in stocks and downside in the dollar, or we're going to get a digestion consolidation sideways, maybe even pull back test week. Well, particularly for the dollar, we can't necessarily get a back test for the S&P at least, because we've only just popping above this level. But yeah, will it be a week of absolute continuation capitulation in the dollar? It could very well be. But yeah, but we've come quite far quite quickly, and a back test would probably be on the cards. And all that really means for Bitcoin is more ranging sideways, either in this zone, either in this wider zone, or even we potentially get some profit taking coming in, taking us lower back down to this 16.5 level. But if I had to guess, I would say we would unless the dollar basically broke back above this level and started to trade in this zone, I think we would struggle to make it much lower than 17.5. But don't hold me to that, guys. But yeah, so let's have a look at Ethereum. Let's look at the Satoshi parent. Let's look at the Bitcoin dominance. I mean, this is still tightening up. Looked like it had a breakout. This is what I was kind of hoping to see. We spoke about this. A slingshot. So we've had the first part. We swung out to the upside. We've hit resistance. We're now pulling back. So we now want to see basically further acceleration to the downside, and then we could really get a really good push in alts, and particularly Ethereum. The Ethereum Satoshi pairing, as you can see, this is tightening up as well. Well, it's been in this tightening pattern since for about 7 days now, so that is quite a while for a chart to trade sideways for. We haven't done that too often, as you can see. The last period where we nearly did this amount was obviously here. And then yeah, we did have a bit more of a sideways consolidation here, but you can see for the most part we do get more volatility than what we're getting at the moment. So remember, high vol leads to low vol leads to high vol. Is it going to be upwards volatility or downwards volatility. We'll have to see. Dollar pairing though looking good. Dollar pairing, obviously if Bitcoin moves up, the dollar pairing will move up. It's just, can it keep up with Bitcoin? But this is looking good, is looking constructive. Obviously this is the level to take out, and our next target is over 700 Ethereum. Wouldn't that be something, guys? We're half our way nearly pretty much to all-time highs in Ethereum. Yeah, what a move. So let's now have a look at the stochastic, I mean, the main ones for me are the 10 and the 12 hour. They are the main ones that I want to see basically driving back up from a low range. So 4 hours, you can see, is giving us some upwards momentum. We do have a trend line here on the 4 hour, so we could potentially get rejected soon, so keep an eye on that. But that is only a 4 hour. 10 hour, yeah, as you can see, 10 hours not turned back up yet, but looking like it wants to turn back up at basically the exact mid halfway point. So that is obviously a bullish read. If this turns around and starts to drive up, this could very possibly give us it could very possibly give us a touch of the 20k area, and then it will be down to external influences as to whether we break through that, i.e. the DXY. 12 hour though, if anything, is speeding up to the downside. So again, this has got I mean, we are basically in a what we would hope as bulls, a bullish reset of the 12 hour. 10 hour turning up though, you can see is going to feed through to the 12 hour, but not quite yet. So it is early on this fine weekend Sunday morning, so there is plenty of opportunity for us just to keep trading sideways here before CMEs open, before traditional market futures open, before forex markets open on basically on Sunday evening. So that gives us plenty of time to move down further in the 12 hour Stokes and then turn back up again, and then be looking good for a push to the upside basically on Monday. Is that what is going to happen, or are we going to lose this horizontal? The good thing is, in tight ranges, is that we do have relatively clear levels to keep an eye on. I mean, this is clearly the main level to be keeping an eye on here, 18,500. I would say to the upside, I would probably mark off 19,700, just clear above this high. To trigger a move up to the upside, not necessarily to break this, but to basically even if it's just a wick basis, to FOMO some buyers in and to squeeze some stops, so some short stops. So yeah, that is obviously the good thing about being in a tightening range. So what we realistically want to see, stay in this range, reset that 12 hour Stokes, get them moving upward nicely along with the 10 hour. More weakness in the DXY, or even sideways in the DXY, just not a massive pullback. Even a healthy pullback in the DXY I don't think will be too much of a problem for Bitcoin. It will just potentially postpone the move. Don't forget, we have also got this trend line here. We don't necessarily have to backtest this breakdown point. We could actually backtest this trend line, but you guys know my feelings on lines that aren't basically horizontal. Horizontal is my favorite. So yeah, it's not just out of some bias. I just think they're just better and easier, and they're more efficacious, better to use. Obviously there are times when trend lines work, but I think more of the time horizontals work. But anyway, my point is, we don't necessarily have to come up too far to hit a backtest level, because we've got a backtest of here. We don't have to come all the way back here. That's all I was really that's the only point I was trying to make there. Let's have a look at some higher time frame TDs. So you can see we have got only 15 hours left of this weekly candle, and if this weekly candle, well, we've not closed above the high of this 9, so that's not going to trigger upside. Obviously, closing above the high would trigger upside, which would get us well into the 20Ks, just based on purely TD candlestick analysis. It is nice to see that indecision red candle on the 9 because it just shows just how great the TD is. But yeah, we're not far off invalidating this 9 and then just continuation to the upside now, and that could be some serious continuation to the upside. Yeah, 5-day. Yeah, I mean 5-day basically invalidated this 9. We got nice acceleration on the 9, and then well, we did get the pullback here in basically with the weekly 9. But yeah, acceleration on that one. 3-day, not really anything coming in. Obviously 3-day 9 played out downside as well. Nothing really TD wise there. Just price flipping around here, and we'll potentially just be price flipping on a lot of these time frames now, just because of the tight price action basically. Yeah, I mean the 4-hour, it's not been too bad to you. Pretty much called roughly this area here. Well, not really. I mean, yeah, I mean like I said, it's too tight, the price action at the moment for these time frames that I look at. It's just tightening. It's just tightening formation. So that's a look at the TDs. So yeah, that is it really. Not too much else. Not too much else to look at here. Are we just developing a super Quasimodo inverse head and shoulders? So we've got shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, lift off. Is that what is happening? Either way, however this pattern looks, patterns never get, well, sometimes they do get drawn perfectly, but patterns often don't get drawn perfectly in price action. But either way, nonetheless, the levels are the same. Basically 20k breaks this resistance, breaks these highs here, breaks this neckline, breaks everything, breaks Boomer coin. Breaks the banking system, breaks people's hearts that don't have crypto. Yeah, just yeah, basically, and then acceleration to the upside, and then we all get rich. So anyway, that is it, guys. Hope you guys have a great Sunday. There will be more videos today. I do need to do that video on base. I do need to do the video on Wise, just an update on what's going on with Wise. I'm pretty heavily invested in Wise now. A lot more than I intended to be. My original videos on Wise were I'm gonna put in 50 Ethereum, and I'm currently sat at 164.99 Ethereum. So, and we're literally halfway through. So halfway through the sale. So yeah, that escalated quickly. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? That escalated quickly. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I'll speak to you guys later on today.